Hello everyone. Today we're diving into a crucial topic that's been making headlines last month: post-Brexit visa rules and how they are degrading work conditions and care in Britain. A new report by Focus on Labour Exploitation, or Flex, has shed light on some pretty serious issues. The report shows that post-Brexit immigration rules are contributing to a decline in working conditions for foreign workers, especially in sectors like hospitality, agriculture, and care work. And these industries are traditionally reliant on foreign labor, particularly from the EU in the past. But since Brexit, things have changed dramatically. Now, recruiting foreign workers is more expensive and comes with more administrative burdens. Employers are struggling to find the workers they need, and the ones they do hire are often working under worse conditions. So let's break this down a bit more. Before Brexit, EU workers could easily come to the UK to fill these roles. These sectors, hospitality, agriculture, and care, are often low paid, offer little job security, and involve long hours. Not the most attractive jobs for British citizens who tend to avoid them. But post-Brexit, the UK government introduced a new immigration system, one that prioritizes higher skilled migrants with professional qualifications. And the idea was to reduce the number of low-paid foreign workers and build a more skilled workforce. But here's the problem. The sectors that need foreign workers the most are the low-paid ones. And now, employers are finding it harder to fill these roles. And there are some visa pathways for workers in these sectors, like, for example, seasonal work visas. But they come with high fees, also restrictions, and a lot of bureaucracy. For instance, workers and employers both have to pay into the system. There's a surcharge of over £1,000 per year just to access the NHS on top of the initial visa fees. And employers also need to get a sponsoring license and pay additional fees per worker. And these costs really add up, especially for smaller businesses. And that's not even mentioning the administrative challenges. Workers on these visas have limited flexibility. They can't easily switch employers if they are unhappy. They are also blocked from accessing state welfare if they lose their jobs. So many workers end up trapped in jobs with poor conditions because leaving could mean losing their right to stay in the UK. And it's a perfect storm for exploitation. Employers, especially in small businesses, are trying to cut costs wherever they can. And this often means fewer workers, longer hours, and more stressful environments. In the care sector, for example, workers are being asked to do more with less. The report highlights the rise of visiting home care, where one worker looks after multiple clients in a single day. Some workers are being given just 15 minutes to care for one person. Think about that. And 15 minutes to help someone who might not be able to clean themselves or eat without assistance. I don't mean just putting some socks on them. The stress on care workers is enormous, and the quality of care is clearly suffering. And it's not just care work that's feeling the strain, though. Agriculture and hospitality are also in a bad spot. In agriculture, some farmers are giving up on labor-intensive crops like fruits, for example, and switching to cereals. It's easier to manage with fewer workers, but it's a big loss for the diversity of British farming. In hospitality, restaurants that rely on foreign chefs are also feeling the squeeze. Some business owners are saying they are not sure if they can survive with the current visa rules. So, what is the government doing about it? Well, according to Flex, not enough. The report calls for the government to make a range of changes. They suggest liberalizing visa pathways, reducing fees, and cutting down on the admin burdens. They also recommend giving workers better access to support and cracking down on exploitative employment practices. Flex is also calling for a ban on repayment clauses in work contracts. These clauses force workers to repay the costs of their visa if they leave their job early. It's another way of trapping people in exploitative conditions. The government, for its part, says it's taking action. They've said that the welfare of visa holders is a priority and they are working to crack down on poor working conditions. But at the same time, the government insists that immigration must be controlled. They say they are taking a whole system approach to solving the labor shortage. This includes training up a homegrown workforce to fill some of these gaps. But the question remains, is this approach working? From what we are seeing in this report, well, it doesn't look like that. In fact, the situation seems to be getting worse. Workers are more vulnerable, businesses are struggling, and the quality of care in Britain is declining. The post-Brexit immigration system was supposed to fix labor issues, but it seems like it's just creating new problems. And if things don't change soon, we could be looking at an even deeper crisis or crises in all of these key sectors. So what do you think? Is this a price worth paying for controlled immigration, or is the government putting too much pressure on industries still that are vital to the country's well-being, like the last government? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates on this ongoing issue. See you next time, and the next video is right here in the end screen.